This is the last podcast.
On the left.
From your grave.
That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
Oh my god, this guy should be in Bartlett's.
If Bartlett's was without fucking a headless dead girl, am I right?
You are right.
I think the whole Bartlett's quotations would be very different if each quote was about having sex with a headless fucking corpse.
I don't know what Bartlett's is.
You've never
No.
done a research paper? You've never tried to make an AIM away message? Something classy?
Are those cliff notes for smarts?
No. It's books of quotes that I used to read, I guess in the 7th or 8th grade. Then you'd say something like that, where it's like, I don't know, like, I would fight for truth. I would fight for freedom. But instead, I fight for these laundry bags. Or it's like some weird pithy quote from like Oscar Wilde or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't make up quotes like that.
No.
Half Oscar Wilde quotes.
It's all Oscar Wilde quotes and all just being like, I'd suck a boy's dick if it had cream in it. Oh, wait, it does.
Well,
Oscar Wilde. And then put that on his grave.
I guess depending on the age there. All right, we're ready to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
hope so. I fucking hope so.
That wasn't your behind-the-scenes banter?
No, I would. I did it for the audience, but I also
that's
did it
good.
for us.
Thank you. That's Marcus Parks. I'm Ben Kissel. He's taking a sip of coffee right now.
You know, I'll tell you this. You know, I'm feeling a little lonely these days.
Yep.
Things have been really, the apartment's empty. I'm
Right.
dealing with a lot of stuff.
Really empty?
Really empty.
Yeah, not even a kitchen table.
Not a lot of furniture in my home.
Oh.
He eats standing up.
Oh,
I have
man.
to because I lost all my furniture. But I'll never be Edmund Kemper lonely.
No,
You know what I
well,
mean? That's the thing. Reading about his life, I'll realize, you know what? I'm fine.
yeah, you're doing better than Edmund Kemper, Henry. And if that's your base for success, everybody in the free world is doing better than Edmund Kemper.
Everybody but sweet, sweet Edmund Kemper.
That's who we're discussing today. Finally got to the big guy, the massive man, the biggest serial killer that's ever existed,
Now,
Mr. Kemper.
In our big hitter series, this guy is sort of like a Randy Johnson.
He's the big unit.
He's the big unit. We got, Edmund Kemper, the co-ed butcher, the co-ed killer, Big Ed.
Oh yeah.
Big, friendly, dumb Ed.
I wonder how he got that name, Big Ed.
6'9", 300 pounds.
Yikes.
Little chubby.
Oh, I'd hate to be his pants.
Oh, huge.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He is a very big man. Funny little mustache, which I think is fun. He was a very sweet guy. Sweet, fun guy.
Oh.
I mean, at the cop bar.
Yeah.
Very sweet, fun guy.
And at the highway department, he had friends, or should we say acquaintances?
He had acquaintances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, what I would say about him is my feelings towards Edmund Kemper is that he's sort of like a Gamergate nerd. He is the type of killer that I find to be the most pathetic.
Yeah.
Because, like Dahmer was tortured and Ted Bundy was another sort of displacement killer that we'll talk about later on in the podcast. But like Ted Bundy was kind of, at least he had like people around him. He was just a true fucking psychopath. And Charles Manson was getting his dick sucked 24/7. Edmund Kemper really needed like mystery from the game. You know what I mean? He couldn't, this is all because he couldn't talk to women.
Yeah. If Edmund Kemper, if he didn't have the childhood that he had, he would have been that really nice guy that worked at the highway department that just watched really fucked up porn.
Maybe. Or he would have been the co-ed killer. Who knows? But
yes.
might go with the latter.
Oh yeah. Well, of course, like let's go through a little bit about Edmund Kemper. He killed and defiled 6 co-eds, his mother and his mother's best friend, over a period of 3 years in Santa Cruz, California, in the early 1970s.
Oh, what I also say about him too is that I remember researching about him before, but I forgot how defiled these corpses were. This guy,
Yeah.
he was a bit of, you know how like Martha Stewart makes like the doilies? It's like, if you leave her alone, she'll shoot out fucking 90 fucking doilies out of her office. That's what he was doing with cutting chicks' heads off and sucking on their feet.
Yeah, he was a real wild fella. Can
If
you
just leave him
imagine?
alone, idle hands.
Is there anything more annoying to kill than your mother and her friends? Oh my God, talking about about Pinochle constantly.
Well, according to Peter Vronsky, in my favorite serial killer book, Serial Killers, The Method of Madness of Monsters, Kemper could be described as a displacement killer. He killed 8 people before he finally killed the person that he wanted to murder all along.
King Koopa.
You got King Koopa?
Hey,
King
got
Koopa's dead! I can't believe King Koopa's dead!
Free!
I love King Koopa. And that plumber was always trying to hurt him.
I went and get that close at the Copa, but I ended up flying a hammer as I came. Oh, it hit me right in my belly buttons.
Oh my
Because I have
God.
two.
3 times. That's all it took.
No, it was his mother. It was not King Koopa.
Oh, it's his
it was
mother.
his mother. So
But also, I feel like that's also very rare in serial killers, where they actually got to the source.
yes,
Where
right.
a lot of times they'll kill around it because it's like Ted Bundy had built up an image of a woman that he wanted to murder.
Well, it wasn't an image of a woman. It was a woman who had scorned him.
yes, and so he had went after her for forever.
Yeah, he went after women that looked just like
Yeah,
her.
with the
This
long brown hair.
parted in the middle.
And so he actually got it. He actually got the dream.
Yeah.
He got to play for the Yankees.
Got the big prize. Got the World Series ring.
So as far as Santa Cruz, California goes, see, okay, a bit of history about that. In 1965, the University of California opened an adjacent campus. And
And that
with-
just blew up the hippie population.
Oh my God, the hippie population, because it was a retirement and tourist community at the time. But within 7 years of the university arriving in Santa Cruz became what was known as the murder capital of the world.
Which is so weird because it used to be the boogie board capital of the world. And that's the fastest the boogie board capital of anywhere is turned into the murder capital.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever happened before.
Except for Cleveland.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not a lot of water.
Yeah, the boogie board phase of Cleveland was short.
Well, they didn't think through.
No, because all
Gotta
they
get
had
the
were these
water.
empty alleyways and
Yeah.
burnt out football stadiums.
But it rains every now and again, so you never know when you can use it.
The reason why it was known as the murder capital of the world is because during the period of 1970 to 1973, there was a spate of murders. First of all, John Frazier, who was an extremist in the hippie lifestyle, killed a household of 5 in the Manson family style, meaning he killed them all in one night to stop what he viewed as the spread of progress that was ruining the natural environment.
Well, he's got to kill more than that to do that. And they
Oh,
also
yeah.
need to be guys driving SUVs. That's the problem.
Think about that.
Think about
yeah.
that. Get
Yeah.
Ted Nugent.
Oh, yeah.
Get him then. Go get Ted Nugent.
Herbert Mullen, he killed 13 Santa Cruz residents to, as he claimed, stop a super earthquake from sending California into the ocean.
We don't know that he didn't just save the planet.
That is actually the truth. He could have been a planeteer. 'Cause
Exactly.
It could be fire, water, wind, earth, heart, and butchering with knives.
I remember that ring. That was a tough ring to get. Your mother would never buy it for you.
Nice.
That's the greatest thing about people who killed for a reason that is supernatural. You never know when they're telling the truth.
You don't know. Maybe
don't
it's
know.
true. He could have stopped the ghost civil war.
We just don't know, do we now?
Yeah, ghost versus ghost, brother against brother.
Let him out. Let him out of prison.
And of course, Edmund Kemper killed 6 freewheeling hitchhiking co-eds. And it could be said that there's possibly some sort of cosmic balance here. The love of the hippie movement with the hatred of the rise of serial killers in the late 60s and early
This
70s.
is why if your daughter goes to college, get her a car. You know, you
Get her a
cannot have
car.
them out there just hitchhiking all over the place. This should be the new Toyota or Nissan commercials. When your daughter's going to
It's
college,
just
do you want her
Kemper,
hitchhiking?
Manson, Bundy.
What were they doing?
yeah.
They were walking. No one's ever been pulled from their Prius and murdered.
It also could definitely be proof that hippies are just really easy prey.
That's what
Right.
We were actually talking about this, about how, it's really easy to kill a bunch of hippies. Just if you're calling yourself fucking Moonbeam and you're not saying, hi, my name's Larry Gilmore to everybody,
Hello.
nobody knows who you are. It's easy for you to slide into an orgy and fall off a back deck into a ravine. You know what I mean?
That happened a lot.
How many orgies were dead? Just because slick with lube, smoking a cigarette, just being like, I don't know, I kind of do like the new Beatles. Slippery slip. And he literally slips for 3 minutes,
Right.
sliding on his own lube-covered feet, and then shoots over the railing.
Yeah.
Never seen again.
Thank God.
Well, guys like Kemper, they effectively helped to end the hippie movement
Yeah, thank you, Edmund Kemper.
and usher in the super violent 70s.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's the thing.
I
It's
like
a-
the hippies a little bit.
The hippies were more
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
the thing is, these girls that he was killing were not even necessarily hippies. They were just college girls. A lot of them were very, because it's the kind of woman that he liked, which was demure, petite, 5'2",
Pretty.
buxom, gorgeous women.
because he said, I ain't the best thing to look at, but, I like a pretty girl.
Yeah, he does like a pretty girl.
He's one of those guys. He's one of those dudes that looks like shit. He's fat, but he's like, look at that fucking pig. I'm not going to fuck that fucking pig.
Yeah.
right.
Because it's a problem is that if they got a big, thick old neck, it's so hard to get the bone saw through all that meat. And it's a good, nice, petite young girl. Ooh, so nice. You just take a paring knife, slip. You got a head all of your own.
Sure, yeah, I've seen that infomercial for the night.
Ginsu.
Yeah, for the Ginsu, the ninja knife.
Known of the /x/mysteries, and many viewers of this channel may be here only because of its connection to Xherb, the mysterious YouTube channel that disappeared with erratas. There are countless videos online explaining what happened, and theorizing about the possibilities regarding the origin of the erratas case. Some suggest it is a government program or something of the like which exists on the internet in order to hide dark secrets. The Chronos for Life YouTube channel and the automated CAPTCHA on its video spelling out an address for a band called KFC Murder Chicks may also suggest some form of artificial intelligence tampering with the YouTube software and trying to make itself heard. This will not be a video explaining what happened or theorizing about erratas, because we have now basically confirmed that it was not a rogue internet program or spooky projection clinics but instead was just an unfinished alternate reality game for the band KFC Murder Chicks, which is run by an online musician named DJ Rizwell. Luckily this has all been cleared up by DJ Rizwell himself. On August 15th, Kat Harry, a person from our Discord who also has a great YouTube channel and videos about erratas and this subject, sent some messages to DJ Rizwell on Twitter and shared them with us, basically explaining the whole idea of erratas, how it came to be, and that it is no more than an alternate reality game. According to Rizwell, KFC Murder Chicks was actually created for the erratas ARG and was supposed to be just another stage in the puzzle, but due to the fact that most people were not working on solving the ARG at all, he decided that the band would become his main project. Kat Harry then proceeded to ask a few questions, and we will show the conversation in its entirety. 1. Was the Todd Ellsworth Twitter account an official part of the ARG? Also, was anything posted after it went private?
Yes, before I deleted it. And not that I can remember.
2. Was KFC Murder Chicks an actual band? Or just you pretending to be a band?
Initially it flicked back and forth between being a band composed of myself and one friend, and being just me doing a virtual, the realest kind of thing. This is a factor why I got so sick of the whole thing. But also why I settled on the concept of chopped plus affected vocals, to suggest that the presence of shouted vocals and led to people coming up with their own lyrics to cover up the fact that we had no singer.
3. What was with the forklift video on the Todd channel?
I don't even know. I was just fucking around basically ill. I was basically in a state of delirium by that point. Like this a bit of sleep deprivation, depression, drugs. I could barely string a thought together most days. The forklift or warehouse stuff is because I'm fascinated by supply chains and all that. That was my job for 4.5 years, loading or inbound / basically all of those functions. Lots of boring, oppressive people / buildings or rules. So it was my way of fighting back against that environment. I finally quit a few months ago because we were working OT to help send emergency orders for the pandemic and they had me figuring out how to stack fucking lawnmowers. In February. Anyway, sorry that was a long answer.
4. How did you pull off the automated caption stunt on the Chronos channel? Was that purely a coincidence?
Purely a coincidence. Someone told me YouTube recently fixed it so it actually accurately shows the song lyrics now. What frustrates me is, I wasn't trying to be creepy, it was supposed to be comedic. I had to figure out a way to trick Windows Movie Maker on XP to export at that low of a quality. So it was very funny to me that those were the subtitles it came up with. So I couldn't pass that up. I guess I timed it quick enough. And the significance of Corbin being the town didn't occur to me until later when people pointed out that's where KFC was founded.
5. Are you Xherb? Or was he really just a random YouTuber who happened to cover the ARG?
I truly, Scout's honor, don't know who that is and haven't actually watched the videos people talk about from them. I'm not them posting under an alias and I didn't pay them to disappear or anything like that. Which was also a contributing factor to me coming public. I was getting so many messages from people I guess struggling with mental health issues and they were legitimately scared and freaked out by it. They thought it was all real or could be, like some kind of Rocco's basilisk thing. So I was staying up night after night fretting over did I make this person disappear or go jump off a bridge or something? I still don't know if they're okay. A couple people have DM'd me claiming to be Xreb but they were apparently goofing around. So, I don't know. Basically, Iratus is discontinued. KFC Mugger Chips is its own thing now but I also considered ending it too.
And so, Iratus has proven to be just another alternate reality game, albeit a very interesting one. Props to DJ Roswell for having created such a spooky piece of art, and also to Katarri for having reached out and obtained these answers. Go check out their channel, its content is similar to ours but with an aesthetic and editing style that puts big YouTubers to shame. Anyways, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching and we hope to see you soon once again. Sometime between the 2nd centuries BC and AD, a new philosophical and esoteric tradition would emerge in Ptolemy.
Talking about petite.
Yeah, where's a screaming petite college co-ed tied to a tear, and he just slowly slices through her, and then he's like, and I could still cut through a tomato.
Wow, and it did.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna buy it.
Well, these girls, they were not hippies, but they were still living that kind of hippie lifestyle. They
Everyone
were
was
still
just a hippie, right?
influenced by, yeah, pretty much kind of how everyone's just a hipster now. Back
Yeah.
then, everybody was kind of a hippie. Now, Kemper, he was among the very first serial killers to talk to the FBI Behavioral Sciences Unit, which really led into serial killer profiling, led to the commission of like Wayne Williams and people like that.
This guy loved to fucking talk.
He has among the largest public archives of interviews of any serial killer. He's up there with like the Dahmer 2-hour interview.
Yeah, but there's
Kemper
like
has like 5 or 6 hours
He could
of interviews.
have gotten into radio.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because, I mean, we already got a 6'7" monster right here.
Hello, how are you?
He would have been perfect for radio.
Yeah, in one of his interviews, he did hours after his conviction.
Yes, and what I actually think is about that, about his personality that feeds that, is that he really was very lonely. He lived a very interior life. We're going to cover it now. He had a very hard time reaching out. That was always his thing. He said that I want to communicate. I want to talk with people and have them understand me, but I just keep killing them, man.
Then Ursula, he sounds like the Little Mermaid.
He's
That's
a little
really what
bit
it
like,
is. He needs to go
exactly.
confront his Ursula, and he
Man.
needs to get his goddamn father back.
Little
and he
Mermaid
needs to
3.
get his legs.
Little Mermaid 3. Ariel has gotten legs. She is now 6'9", 300 pounds.
Ooh, I love this one.
Heaving monster who's driving around looking for hitchhikers. And who did she pick up? Sebastian the Crab.
Oh my god, I hate that Sebastian.
She's got Sebastian in the car, and he's like, Sebastian, I just, where you going? Go to Palo Alto? Yeah? You going to Palo Alto? Yeah, man, we going to Palo Alto. Yeah, that's cool. Why are you stuck up? Huh? You too good to talk to me? No, I just wanted to sing a song about being under the... I got this pot of water. Pot of water. And he starts boiling on a hot plate in the back seat.
Under the sea.
I'd love that movie.
Well, before we get into his childhood, I just want to make one caveat at the very beginning here. A lot of the information we have about Ed Kemper comes from Kemper himself, but it is worth noting that he gives conflicting information in different interviews. He
That
says
is why we'll be discussing Kemper's huge penis over and over and over again, because he brings it up relatively regularly.
No, he tells about 5 different stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
And while the differences, it isn't like a completely different story every time. The details are off, and he also gave a different testimony on the stand after he was caught than he did in his confession to police.
The man understands the journalistic idea of that the story is better than the truth.
Yeah, if you have if you have the choice between the legend and the truth, go for the legend.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
the
he's
Brian
actu-
Williams effect. That's
He's
what we
actually
call it.
very good at narrative, honestly.
He's a very good storyteller.
Well, yeah, we'll get into the books on tape.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Edmund Emil Kemper III was born in...
They didn't try with that middle name very
I think
hard.
it's Emil. I think it's Emil.
It's a
No,
Emil?
it's Emil. Do you remember Dragnet? Remember the Dragnet movie? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Emil.
Why would I?
Yeah,
With
you
Dan
remember?
Aykroyd?
Yeah, with
Everyone
Dan-
remembers the
yeah.
Dragnet movie. Satanism was involved, Henry.
Yeah, how could you not love that? I remember the guy that was kind of the henchman. His name was Emil Scuzz.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was spelled E-M-I-L, so I know it's Emil.
Great.
All right, so we got that.
Is great.
He was born in Burbank, California, middle child and the only son to Edmund Emil Kemper Jr., who came